Welcome back. Zora Neale Hurston, a genius of the South. Zora Neale Hurston was born on January 7th, 1891, in Notasluga, Alabama. However, she claimed Eatonville, Florida as her place of birth because she moved there as a toddler. At the end of this video, I'll share why I think she was destined to be born in Alabama. Hurston had the privilege of living in Eatonville, a black town established in 1887. And there she enjoyed many examples of a positive black identity. She described Eatonville as a city of 5 lakes, 3 croquet courts, 300 brown skins, 300 good swimmers, plenty guavas, 2 schools, and no jailhouse. Both her parents were formerly enslaved people. In Eatonville, her father, John Hurston, was a minister and served 3 terms as mayor. Her mother, Lucy Potts Hurston, was a teacher and a Sunday school teacher. Her father tried to control her, and her mother told her to jump at the sun. The family lived well in an 8-room house on 5 acres of land. Hurston attended the town school where she studied and believed in the teachings of Booker T. Washington. Booker T. Washington promoted education, hard work, and perseverance as the roads to black self-improvement. In 1904, when Hurston was only 13 years old, her mother died. Her father quickly remarried a young woman. Then he appeared to have little time or money for his children. Also, Hurston had a fist fight with her stepmother that almost resulted in her stepmother's death. Hurston's father sent her to live with various relatives. She later wrote, "That hour began my wanderings, not so much in geography but in time. Then not so much in time as in spirit." From the age of 13, Hurston supported herself by taking any available blue-collar job. One of those jobs was working as a maid for a troupe of traveling performers. In 1917, at the age of 26, she arrived in Baltimore, and wanting to meet the age requirement for the public high school, she claimed to be 16 when she was actually 26. For the rest of her life, she maintained that she was 10 years younger than she was. She completed an associate degree at the renowned black college, Howard University, and paid her tuition by working as a manicurist in the night. She was active in campus life, worked on the school's newspaper, and published her own short stories. In 1925, after winning an award from a Harlem-based magazine for her short story, Spunk, she left Howard University and became a part of the Harlem Renaissance. In Harlem, she used what her friends called her gift of walking into hearts to create a network of colleagues and friends who helped her obtain a scholarship to study anthropology at the women-only Barnard College, Columbia University. Due to segregation at Columbia University, she could not live on campus. Her professor encouraged her passion for African American culture and folklore, which was rooted in her earlier life in Eatonville. The nomadic lifestyle that she started at the age of 13 became an asset in her extensive anthropological research and writing. For example, she conducted field study in Harlem. She received funding from a white female philanthropist and traveled through the South studying African American folklore, music, and culture. She was awarded a Guggenheim Fellowship to study West Indian obeah practices, which led her to visit Jamaica and Haiti. In Jamaica, she slept in a tent. In Haiti, she took 7 weeks to author her best-known and loved book, Their Eyes Were Watching God. Later, she studied black communities in British Honduras, and there she wrote Seraph on the Soani. Starting in 1927, she was married 3 times to Herbert Sheen, Albert Price, and James Howell. Also, she maintained strong relationships with her extended family and friends, a cultural practice that was maintained from slavery. In 1959, she suffered a stroke, and being destitute, she was forced to live in the St. Lucie County Welfare Home, a poorhouse, on January 28, 1960, she died of hypertensive heart disease and was buried in an unmarked grave. In 1973, 13 years later, Alice Walker, the author of The Color Purple, took the baton from Hurston. Influenced by Hurston's work, Walker went in search of Hurston's grave and found it. Walker paid for a headstone with the most fitting inscription: Zora Neale Hurston, a genius of the South. Then in 1975, also in the spirit of Hurston, Alice Walker published In Search of Zora Neale Hurston, and then ignited a Hurston revival. So I promised to tell you why I think Zora Neale Hurston had to be born in Alabama. Well, Africatown is in Plateau, Alabama, and in Africatown, there's a 90-year-old man named Cudjoe Lewis. The last survivor of the Catilda is waiting to tell his story to the only person who can write it exactly as it should be written. He was waiting for Zora Neale Hurston. So the key takeaways I got were: there's a force bigger than us at work behind the scenes. We're bound up with each other, separated only by location. You see Zora Neale Hurston going around the Caribbean, South America, trying to pull us together. And we're destined to take and pass a baton in the race of Black liberation. I hope you got something too. Thank you for listening.